Hi all. This is a one-off video on issue that I ran into with a pair of headsets that I bought, the Corsair. Like an idiot, I got this headset without looking deeply into its Linux compatibility, and so ordered it because it said, Bluetooth, and I had had Bluetooth headphones before, so figured it would all work out, and then come to find out that its particular Bluetooth interface is not Linux compatible. So I thought I basically had to return the headset, but I found that some real sort of Linux angel has been developing compatibility software so that Linux can in fact run on, or that Corsair's software, proprietary software, can in fact run on a Linux machine. In fact, right now I am producing this video with my Corsair headphones, so that may tell you how well it worked. So I just want to walk right. If anybody is kind of a maybe a Linux noob or a Linux not quite able to figure this out on their own, then I just wanted to show you what you can do to install this software that this person made. So that's what this video is all for. So the first thing that I do is, and I've already installed it, obviously, so I can't fully show you like if it were truly from scratch, but I pull up a terminal. So if you're very new to Linux, you'll want to find a way to get to a terminal. There might be a button for it. You might do Control Alt T on your keyboard. There are other things. If you can't find a terminal, then just Google it, right? But one way or another, find your way to bring up a terminal, and then you can basically go to whatever directory you want to go to. So like this is my main directory, and if I type ls, it's going to show me. It's going to list, basically, that's kind of what that means, I assume. List the contents of the current directory. This is like my home directory, so it's going to show all kinds of various subdirectories. It's where all my files are kept. And so you'll probably see some of this. It should say like desktop and documents and whatever other directories you have on your machine. Well, so you're going to want to take this software that you're going to install to make your Corsair headset work on your Linux machine. You're going to want to install this software somewhere. If you don't have a better place to put it, well, maybe you'll just want to make a directory just for this. So if that's the case, right, if you're just going to make right here in your home directory, you're just going to put the software right here. Why not? You can move it later if you want to. So we'll go ahead and put it here. Well, we're going to come over to the, you can see the address here. Probably if you Google Open Link Hub, you'll make your way to this repository. And so in the directory, you'll want to say git clone, and then I'm going to use, right, you can type that much, but then you need to right click into the terminal and click paste. You really have to do that. You can't do Control V in a terminal. So there you go. Right. We're now going to clone this repository. I guess this assumes that you have Git on your Linux device. If you don't, then you may need to Google how to get Git on your Linux device. But assuming you have Git, which I think most Linux distributions come with Git pre-installed, so you should already have it. Actually, come to think of it, before I even hit enter, there's probably something else we should do. Just in general, before installing any new software, you should do sudo. Now I'm going to do the full address. I don't think you need. Right. Anyway, I'm just going to type sudo apt-get update. I think you can just say sudo apt update, but I'm going to say sudo apt-get update for whatever reason. And I've recently updated, so it doesn't show very much, but if you haven't updated in a while, then you may see a little bit more than that. Then you want to say upgrade, right? So sudo apt-get upgrade, and it may show you a bit more. If you haven't upgraded in a while, then it'll probably prompt you saying, here are some things that can get upgraded. Would you like to accept? It'll give you a yes/no option, so you just type Y for yes and hit enter, and it will upgrade everything. So it just gets your computer ready so that when you go to install this new software, you've got all the latest updates so that it'll be compatible and so on. So anyway, so there you go. So just update, upgrade, and now we can get back to doing our git clone. So let's do git clone now. And again, I'm going to right click and paste that GitHub address in. And now I'm going to hit enter. And when I hit enter, it'll just download and put on your computer a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I'm not actually going to press enter because I've already cloned this before, and it already has put the directory on my computer. So I don't need to hit enter because I've already done this, but you'll hit enter and it'll put this directory on there. Once you have the directory, then what you want to do is open it up. Now, we could do this from the terminal, but I'm just going to show how to do it from a file browser. Might just seem a little bit more comfortable and natural. So we're going to go, like, this is my home directory from my, file browser. For me, it looks like this. For you, it'll probably look differently, but you'll just want whatever you use to look around your computer looking at files. And so I'm going to go to this right here, right? This, because I installed this to my home directory, and this like sort of file browser is right now pointing to my home directory. Then this is right where the installation went. It's right here, and it's called OpenLink Hub. So that's the thing that I just installed, and I'm gonna go and enter that, right? So just double click into that directory. Now we have all of these files that got recently downloaded. You'll want to go to this install.sh file. You want to right click it, go down to properties. Now for me, because my setup is a little bit idiosyncratic, right? This is not going to look the same way that it's going to look for you because I have kind of like weird settings. But in any case, you'll get something at least kind of like this. It'll and you should search around for where it says executable as a program. Now for me, like I said, this looks probably quite a bit different from how it looks for most other Linux users. And so for you, probably this is going to have like some tabs, right? I don't have any tabs, but you will probably have some tabs. You'll probably want to go over to where it says permissions. So that's for you, right? But you'll want to look for maybe permissions or something like that. But somewhere, somehow, in the properties, right, in this little properties sort of pop-up, you'll want to find where it says executable as program, right? So wherever it says that, you want to enable it. Then you can close this down, then right-click the file again, and then click Run as Program. When you do, you will probably not see anything happen, but that's good. If you don't notice anything happen, then it's probably fine if you now pull up your audio device. Now, let's see. Let's do this the long way because that has the best chance of being kind of universal. So maybe what I'll do is I'll hit my sort of like menu button, and I will look for audio, and I'll go into my settings. I'll use Pulse Audio. There are various other audio sort of settings controllers, but in any case, I'm going to go into my Pulse Audio interface here, and I'm going to click on Input Devices, and I'm going to see that right here is the Corsair Elite blah blah blah. And so what this is just indicating it's working, right? So now, and you can see the little indicator going as I talk. All of this is telling you that the software properly installed and is working, and there you have it. After doing those steps, I can now use my Corsair headset.